What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm Tebow.
And we're coming at you with another video today where we are going to discuss the Carolina Panthers Week 4 game against the Minnesota Vikings. The Panthers have a tough day on offense, only generate 6 points, just not a great day. Defense, pretty good, pick 6, was able to shut down Minnesota's offense and make it relatively ineffective, but still unable to get the job done. Wasn't enough, and they fall 21-13 to Minnesota. T-Bone, what are your thoughts on this game as the resident Panthers fan?
Pain. All of it's pain. Pain, various screaming, a lot of furniture thrown, various expletives screamed at a TV. That's about where I'm at right now. And the reason I'm not as riled up as I typically am is the fact that I'm so used to it. I am. This is like New Orleans pissed me off because that was a winnable game and we were just throwing it away. And I knew we could win New Orleans. And I was upset because our offense didn't do anything and we were relying on everyone else. The same happened this game, except for the fact that I have lost all my emotion to care. Our defense is just a trooper. And they are just a great group of guys. Despite being injured and in battered state, we are showing out every game. For the love of bejesus, franchise record set today. Longest interception. And longest interception returned for a touchdown. 99 yards. We got a 99-yard interception on this game. Franchise record. And we can't manage to score in the fourth quarter. The offense can't manage anything in the fourth quarter. It's ridiculous. It really is. But it's just I'm more afraid now. I am afraid about what our defense is going to do because a lot of different guys are showing out, and a lot of different guys who aren't the starters are sort of on the stage now, and they're showing out. And I'm afraid when some of their contracts end, they're going to walk, and I don't blame them. I don't want to be I don't want to be a Carolina Panther. If this is how games are played, if our defense is on every 2 minutes and we're gassed, no, I can't. I wouldn't be here. I don't blame them. Same with Brian Burns. We haven't paid him yet. We got so many guys to worry about, and our offense is doing nothing. We were promised a star-studded offense, not someone that'll win a crap ton of games, but something serviceable, something that could maybe get us to 9-8. With a rookie. And we're now at 0-4. We can't manage anything. One good thing out of this is that Bryce Young is starting to throw a little bit more up the field. But still, no, that's not. It is unacceptable. I am completely flabbergasted at this complete mockery of an offense. CJ Stroud is making Bryce Young look like the worst pick. And I get it, Stroud is bigger and, I guess a little more athletic. But Bryce Young is touted for his intelligence, the fact that he is able to thrive at 5'9", 5'8". And this is how he's played? I get he's a rookie. Some of this is unacceptable. And some of this isn't all on him. Some of this is Frank Reich. I'm getting a lot of people saying that we should fire Frank Reich and we should trade Bryce or something. That's stupid. Not yet. Not yet, because we're still in some growing pains, because this is 4 games in. We can't expect automatic success. That's the thing. We can't expect automatic success. What we can expect is something. Something. We've got nothing. We've got nothing. I don't even know when the last time Bryce threw a touchdown. Was it game 1? It's ridiculous. No, it was Nola, I think. But still. It's ridiculous. It's utter insanity. Now, I know that we are not going to be good. I understood that going in. I expected us to be serviceable and we are beyond that. We have been up so many times at half. We're just close at half, and we give it away. And that's not our defense's fault, man. It's you look at the screen, you obviously see what's going on. That's not our fault. That's not the defense's fault. They're gassed. If you're getting in every 2 minutes, I don't blame you. I'd get tired too. Our secondary wasn't even that cooked either. We didn't put Jay Jettas on lockdown, but we definitely we stopped him in the yardage department. Now touchdowns is ridiculous. We should have been guarding him the whole way, but it's just, and the thing is, we understand our problem. We got to get our offenses act together. Cool, we've got that. You know what we can't handle? We can't handle when defense gets tired of us and half of them decide to walk because they go on to bigger and better and greener pastures. We're going to be stuck with a mediocre defense in a crap offense. So until we start winning games and we start showing the defense that we start to care and maybe start to generate something with the offense, I guarantee you most of the defense, not most, but a good bit, will attempt to walk next year. That or they'll stay by God's graces and, understand this is a process and stick around, in which case I would applaud them. I would. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do. If they stick around, I applaud them. Now, Eddie Pinheiro is still balling out, which I appreciate. I'm hoping we can hold on. That's the important thing, is that our pieces now, the pieces that are showing out, we have to hold on to them. We can't let them go, and if we let them go, we have to let them go for something good. But I don't want us to let our defense and special teams go. We've been going pretty good so far. They have held us in games. We are held together by our defense. Our offense is lackluster. And that's the thing. I've said it over. I'll say it again. I get it. It's new. Everything's new. New coaching staff, new everything. It's got to be a point where some of this it's time to pull up your big boy pants. You got 4 games, Carolina. 4 games. And I get that our offense is chugging forward and trying its best. I get it, but some of it's just not good enough. That's not good enough. Sometimes you've got to be able to make those big plays. Not saying that some of our offense hasn't. Thielen is balled out. He had an ankle injury today, so he was with an ankle injury. He went back in the game, which I kind of was not a fan of because I guess nursing his injury, but I appreciate the dedication to the game. We're spreading the sugar a little bit more, which is nice. And like I said, Bryce is starting to throw a little bit further. He's getting those feelings. 25 of 32, 204 yards does not look awful, except for the fact that there's not a damn tutty to be found. Nowhere. And you know what, Miles Sanders, I heard you were upset that your fans are booing you. You didn't get better. You get better then. That's how it is, man. I know it's not Philly. You were good though. What happened? Chuba's taking all your touches, man. 14 of 41 ain't that good either, but Chuba's showing that he can do stuff. I'm rambling on a little bit, but I guess let's talk about some bright spots and then some spots to work on, and then that'll be it for me. So bright spots. Bryce Young's starting to be a little bit more confident. He's still cool and collected, which I appreciate, but he's got to start making plays. Another bright spot. We've got some flashes on offense. Nothing great, but some flashes. Even though we can't produce anything, it's at least reassuring to see that, TMJ and DJ can do stuff. Bright spots on defense. Defense is great. I mean, that's literally franchise record just set, and we're holding our own in competitive games, which is reassuring that our defense and special teams can keep us in these games that are really write-offs for the other team. So if we can get our act together, then that spells very good fortune for us. But that's the problem. We've got the defense, we've got the special teams. We need to get our act together. I mean, I swear, if our offense was half as competent as I'd like it to be, we could maybe even make a playoff push. What we're doing now with just defense and just special teams alone is great. I hope that we can hold on to these guys and really make a change for the future. It's really the problem is our offense. And Frank Reich, our first offensive head coach ever in Panthers history, some people are blaming David Tepper. I don't blame them. He's really ruined all the culture. Another thing, Scott Fitterer, our GM, Dan Morgan, our assistant GM, who was a linebacker back in the day for the Carolina, they said that they are pursuing an active wide receiver 2 or 1 before trade deadline's over. So maybe get T. Higgy, I guess. And T. Higgins, Adam Thielen sounds kind of scary. Because Adam Thielen right now, like, is 34 years old, is still showing out. T. Higgins getting sick of the Bengals, maybe something can happen. But
you sound
the
like
thing
a Patriots fan with that speculation.
The thing is, though, I mean, the GM did say he was looking for someone, so whatever happens. But it'd be nice. But here's the thing. You're going to tell me you're going to go after a wide receiver, get someone, and make sure that Reich knows results need to happen. I get it. Detroit's coming up, man. It's not like this is a great set of stuff, that set of schedule. It's not a great schedule. I get it. Some of this offense is abysmal, man. Some of it's really abysmal. Coaching. I was a supporter of Frank Reich. A lot of people are saying that we should have taken Wilkes, and I don't blame them. I don't know if I completely agree yet, because, like I said, Wilkes was another defensive coach. But man, Reich's making it look like we should have taken Wilkes. I don't think Reich's a bad coach. I think he did make some bad decisions, but I mean, I certainly think that he needs to understand, get your act together. I mean, some of this is just ridiculous. I'm really glad we're still getting Chuba involved. I sort of wrote him off 2 years ago, and he sort of made a comeback. So, other than that, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I mean, 38 to 21 minutes of possession. You're kidding me. Our third downs have to be better. Minnesota's wasn't good either, but for the love of crap, 5 of 14, and it wasn't better in Seattle either. Not at all. So, and I guess Reich's still trying to get a feeling of what we need to do with Young, but no. Give me a touchdown. I want a touchdown by next week. And one more thing before I pass it off. Why do we still have Young starting? I was sort of on the fence about it. I'm kind of for having Dalton for the next couple of games. It does not hurt to have the rookie sit and watch. I mean, I've touted Bryce's IQ and his ability to adapt and learn. And I can see he's trying to learn. Now, he did get that fumble, unfortunately, but I can see he's starting to learn. Why not get Dalton? I mean, our most offensive points came from him. Why not? He's a solid dude. He's good enough to disappoint. Shout out to Vegas' dad. But he's good. He's solid. Why not? Why not have Bryce watch? And one more thing. I know I've been saying that, but I just keep thinking of things I need to talk about, and this is one that is certainly important. Yeah, I get that we have the injury bug. We got to overcome that, which we're doing well, which I appreciate. But still, rip to us with injuries. Our offensive line, man. Our O-line is not. We had a serviceable offensive line last year, and it looks like we just took a big fat step back. I get it. We got some rookies, man. Got a rookie, Zavala. injuries galore. It's irrelevant. The way that we are just crumbling at Minnesota's not great defense either. This is not a great defense either. And boys like Bynum, Hicks, Smith, our father. It's ridiculous. So I guess a good thing it's a trial by fire, so that when hopefully we get a better O line or get our act together, Young can actually do something with it. But really, we have got. I hope that the O line coach can really kick his foot up some people's bleeps, because this is ridiculous. And I know it's solid. For the love of but Jesus, Icky was good. What's happening? So we're just crumbling, and we just need to do better. And I'm hoping that maybe during this week, offensive line is focused on just a bit more, because Detroit's defense is a whole lot scarier than Minnesota's defense. And God bless our souls, if our offensive line is like this week, next week, we might as well just get the coffin ready for Young. I get Frank wants to stick with the guy, but seriously, why not have Dalton? Get some resurgence in there. Get a veteran presence. Have Young watch. It's not a sin, dude. I'm hoping Young doesn't take offense to it. He doesn't seem to. He seemed perfectly fine. He seemed fine during that Seattle game to play, and he seemed fine to watch. He's fine. He'll be fine to watch some games. I guess a fear is they don't want to look like failures with how much they traded away. But how you look like failures with trading all your crap away to get Bryce Young is to make Bryce Young look bad. It'd honestly be better just to have Dalton play and have Young watch. It does not hurt to have a QB look. To have a QB look and learn. Not a problem with that at all. Tom Brady was a backup. Not saying Bryce Young's Tom Brady. In the other video, Vegas makes a Mac Jones to Tom Brady comparison. He didn't say Mac Jones is Tom Brady. All we're saying is that some of these greats come from these lesser positions at the place that they play, and then they come up big, and they do the things they need to do. That can happen with Bryce Young. We just need to let him watch. I am all for Dalton starting, man. And for Reich, get your clocks together, dude. You're not Nathaniel Hackett. You're Frank Reich. Vegas, you got anything else?
Well, you definitely talked about your team for quite a while there, and honestly, I can't blame you. This definitely felt like one that the Panthers could have won, should have won, and they just let get away from them. This is going to be the one not good team they play in a while. Their next game at Detroit. After that at Miami. Then you've got Houston and Indianapolis, both of whom are looking like they're decent teams who are better than everyone thought. And it's going to be a direct comparison of Bryce Young next to C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson. So, and I'm with you. I absolutely, unequivocally believe that Andy Dalton should be the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers going forward. Their best day on offense easily came against the Seattle Seahawks with Andy Dalton starting. And the Seahawks have a pretty good defense. They're one of the better defenses Carolina has faced so far. And so, when it comes to that, I absolutely agree. I think Carolina wins this game if Dalton is the starting quarterback. Because the other thing is the play calling for the Panthers is so much more confident when Dalton is in the game. They're actually letting Dalton make plays that they know he can make. They're not letting Bryce throw the ball downfield at all. They did with Dalton. They're like, Dalton, go ahead, sling it. And Dalton went out there and slung it. He played good football against a good defense. Didn't win, But that's because Seattle also have a very good offense. So, I I don't know how long term starting Young right now is going to help him. The O-line is not performing up to standard, like you said, and the running game is non-existent. It's like we talked about with the Patriots yesterday. The total lack of a run game makes the offense completely one-dimensional, and you tack on an offensive line that is struggling and that allows a lot of pressure. That isn't a recipe for offensive success, and that certainly isn't a recipe for developing a young quarterback. If your offense is in the situation that it is, you got to start a veteran who knows how to navigate a tough situation like this. Because Andy Dalton, for all of his setbacks, does have experience in tough situations and does know how to navigate them as he needs to. Is he gonna be Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence or whatever? No, but he's certainly more experienced than Bryce Young, right now more confident than Bryce Young, and less of a long-term hit if he gets killed back there behind the non-existent O-line. And I think Bryce can learn a lot from him. So,
If I may add something real quick, if you guys remember, he got sacked in the Seattle game. Dalton did, and this lineman, I can't remember his name, tried to punch that ball out of Dalton's arm with just Dalton holding on with one arm, and he held on to that ball. He is with our horrible O-line. I feel much more comfortable with him with Dalton getting sacked, as horrible as that sounds, because I know Dalton's had the experience of, okay, I'm getting sacked. This is how I fall. This is how I avoid injury, and this is how I hold the ball so I don't get it fumbled. And Bryce is a rookie and all that, but I'm just saying, I'm adding on to you, Vegas. Dalton's got that experience. That was it.
yeah. And the other thing, too, there's definitely something to be said about Young going out there, failing, and then learning from that failure. But usually you have to give him a chance to succeed. And with that O-line, there isn't much of one. I just trust Dalton more, and I think Dalton is what the team needs. And the team has good receivers. Adam Thielen, Terrence Marshall Jr., DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo, Hayden Hurst. And then you got the backs, Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders. That's not a bad set of skill position players. Those are guys who can catch the ball and who can make some plays. I mean, Adam Thielen the last 2 weeks has looked really, really good. He looks like he's starting to hit his old Minnesota form that he hasn't been able to find for a hot minute, So, and they had good connection with Dalton in Seattle. I'd rather it be Dalton. I think it's better for the team, and I think it's honestly better for Young. Because there's a difference between letting him make mistakes and learn and just throwing him out there to die. And right now, they're throwing him out there to die. And the offense is largely anemic because of it. So
I agree.
We're kind of running short on time, but real quick, I would like to discuss your match against the Detroit Lions this upcoming weekend.
Yep.
So I want to get your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I'll be quick on this. Honestly, I just think they're a beefier, better Minnesota on all fronts, except maybe receiver, because it's still Jay Jettas. I mean, Goff is serviceable. Great running game. I mean, Dan Campbell and Montgomery really are just working together. They got Jahmyr Gibbs as well. I mean, and that defense, and even their receivers aren't bad. It's just Jay Jettas is better. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, good stuff. they definitely it's certainly something to worry about because I mean, well, it's just like with Minnesota, but worse in almost every way. So it's just going to be a worse game, and it's going to be terrifying. And I'm scared, but I think we can. I think if we get our crap together, we can maybe put up a fight. A win, not likely at all. A fight, yes. And I'm hoping that we get Dalton in because maybe that makes a good football game, and maybe we can win the game. Who knows? But definitely get Dalton in there and revitalize our team. I'm hoping Frank Reich can sort of bounce back and sort of start some better play calling. Really, I mean that also is just a big sort of a glaring issue. If I see one more check down or little shovel thing, I'm gonna be upset. Vegas, you got any thoughts?
Uh, yes. Detroit is a pretty darn good team, and your secondary is definitely going to be full of it. I also think that the NFL changed the ruling on the Jamison Williams betting case, and I do believe that this is going to be the first week that he is eligible. So Amon-Ra and Williams, gonna be a tough day for y'all, for sure. Your offensive line is going to need to step it up a notch because Detroit have a pretty solid front. So their offense is going to be a lot to handle, that's for sure. They're definitely a better team than Minnesota. I think they're going to be largely similar to Seattle, quite frankly, in their ability. So if they do start young, I think comparing the Panthers against Detroit versus the Panthers against Seattle, I think that's going to be a good point of comparison because those two teams are very similar to each other, at least in my mind, but I honestly don't give y'all much of a chance to win this one, just based off of the way it's going right now.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
But those are my thoughts. Please let us know your thoughts down in the comments, and that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe, and we will see you all in the next video.